Alright, welcome to season 4, episode 1 of Chef Zach, or Cooking with Chef Zach. Right, you see that? It all looks funny, but that's just because my camera has effects. That's meat browning. See, this is the recipe for Russian fried pastries. These things are really good. My mom used to make them when I was young, and they're one of my favorite foods, actually. And I never knew how to make them. And there's one secret ingredient, I'll get to that later, but this is just chopped meat. I got the pricier chopped meat. It's 7% fat only. I could have got 10% or 15%. The higher the fat goes, the cheaper they are, really. But I like the less greasy variety, which is the one with the least amount of fat in it and most lean meat. Anyway, over here I got a pot. It's gonna boil soon. There's 2 cups of water in it. I'm making fake potatoes. Well, instant potatoes, not fake potatoes, but I don't have to cut them or clean them or anything. Most of the work is in this for now. And this chopped meat, it's got a brown still. You can see over here it's kind of, a little pinkish still. So maybe I'll turn the heat up just to speed this up a little bit. I don't want to burn it or anything, but the flame is, the flame's all right. That's gonna boil. So I'll turn it up a little bit, kick it up a notch. Bang. All right, thanks, Emerald. I can use catchphrases from everybody else and everything. Yeah, that's how you know I'm a good cook. All right, well, let's get to that secret ingredient, because you really need this. This is cinnamon sugar. See that? I never knew this. My mother never told me this. But she always asked me what the meat tastes like in Russian fried pastries that she would make. And really, everybody always said cinnamon. I always said cinnamon. And I was right, but I left out the sugar part, and I think everybody else did too. And just sugar and cinnamon doesn't work. It's a special cinnamon sugar. I guess it's like a larger sugar crystal. I think it's just regular cinnamon in there with it, like ground cinnamon. But whatever sugar crystal in the mixing process actually makes this one taste better than most the other ones. I tried to mix it. I didn't really like it as much with regular cinnamon and regular sugar. I think that was like a little more granulated. I didn't do it the second time. I just been buying this. I had to open this up because I just got this. So I think this tab, actually, I'm doing this behind camera because it's too hard, but I think I can pull this up by this tab if I can get it. Maybe I'll get that with a fork, actually. It's kind of like stuck down. I can't get it behind it. I have a little lip in the bottle. Get it? Yeah, I think so. Get it off the edge. I can't even get it. I'll just cut it. Lift it with the fork. There's the sound of this. The interior lid snapping. Alright, now I got it open. Bam. See how I cook? Make sure everything's open. A lot of prep work for you guys. And you put the lid back on because you don't want to dump a whole lot of it on there. It is a really good seasoning. Pretty much the more you use, the better it is. But there's the point of, you don't want to ruin the integrity of the food, so you're not going to dump the whole bottle on there. Sometimes I use I guess a quarter bottle on consistency, but sometimes I use a little more or a little less. It's just you kind of want to shake it and flavor it and get a lot on there. I'd say I use about a third almost. It's right here on the bottle, but that's the thinner part. Maybe use this a quarter. That's probably enough for the whole thing. Then you mix it up, round it up more. You cook in there, And you're not supposed to add pepper or salt or anything else but cinnamon sugar to this meat. And it starts to smell. I wish you could smell that. That's one of my favorite smells in the whole world. Just take a whiff. And it's you're getting high on food, man. I'm telling you. It's really, really good. The chopped meat, I never really like the smell of it as much until I add just a little cinnamon sugar. And I don't really make any other foods with this other than a pastry. We call them Russian fried because I think she looked up a recipe actually in a cookbook when she was young. And she decided that, she was going to try to make something new. And when I was growing up, she went through this whole process of making a dough for it that she read out of the cookbook, because there was a whole lot of thing, and it was an all-day process for her to make it. It would take her pretty much from the time she woke up. It's kind of like cooking turkey on Thanksgiving, a 7-hour process. That was pretty much the amount of time that it would take just to make a batch of pastries. There was actually one time that it was more recent than most of the other times when I was younger that she made them, and we hadn't had them in a while because she didn't want to do the work anymore. She's getting older. And all right, the water's boiling now, and turn this on. And what happened was my brother was having my brother had gotten a girl pregnant, and he was having a baby shower for her. And she made 45 of these things, these Russian fried pastries, making the dough and everything. I think it took her all day that time because she made a big batch. I don't think I've ever seen her make a batch that big. And she never made them again after that. But she brought him to the baby shower, and my brother that was going to be a father, he was there, and my other brother was there, and I was there. And I think between us and there had to be a crowd of 20 people there. I think each 3 of us, I don't think my oldest brother was there, but my brother Eric and my brother Mike and I, we probably ate 10 pastries a piece that day. There might have been 15 eaten by other people combined. 17 other people maybe. We were taking them down like hotcakes. Like, oh, we got these again. All right, thanks. It's the best. Yeah, but anyway, after that, I guess maybe word got around to the people she was working with, but she told me one of her coworkers told her about these empanada shells, these Goya ones. They sell a bunch of different kinds. It's not just green bag, but you can make them with any of those. We didn't even know about them, and she used to wait. It was a waste of time because we're really good, but these are just as good. There's nothing special about them that the other stuff was, worth the effort. Because she had to do the flour thing. She had a rolling pin involved with her whole process to make this dough. I mean, she might have been rising yeast or all I know. I don't even know how yeast works, but it was a very long process. It did take all day. So anyway, I mean, they did look a little different. The ones she made were like triangular usually. These are more, they look like empanadas, like little like, I don't know, it's like half a circle when you fold it over. That's pretty much what I make, is what the shape looks like. This meat's pretty brown. So the next process, we gotta turn this heat down. I just turn it off. It's hot enough and done. All right. So now I take this pan, which is my second frying pan, which is the frying pan. Oh, I gotta dump these potatoes in there before the water gets too cool. Yeah. I gotta just empty the package in here, or 2 cups of water. I just left the phone on the thing because I gotta get these potatoes in, and I kind of like to see potatoes go in the pan when I'm talking about it on a cooking show. But I need scissors. I don't even know where the scissors are. I ripped it off. All right. That's how you open a bag. See? Poof. Open. And no scissors at all. So my bare hands. Right, the bare arms? Well, I gotta write the bare hands. Anyway, let me get a fork. I need a fork. I think there's a fork. Nah, it's a spoon. You're supposed to do this with a fork, the bag said. Just turn them around, flip them around, and you got potatoes. And the potatoes will be done pretty much when I'm done doing this, but it is easier if you let them cool a little bit before you mix them together with the meat and put them in the pastry. Because what happens is potatoes are too hot at first. Yeah, I've done it like right after potatoes are done. They kind of burn your hand because you gotta kind of fold them and attach them. What you use to attach them actually is 1 cracked egg. We'll probably do the whole batch in a little bowl. And use the egg kind of as a glue. I only know this because I saw her doing this like a bunch of times after she had the empanada recipe. Instead of having to make the dough, she and I both ate those very often. I was living with her for a long time. Probably like when I moved back in. I think I moved back in with her when I was 27. After I stayed away from her, I lived on my own pretty much for a while. And it must have been 8 years later she passed away, maybe even longer. And these things, after she figured out the recipe, I was staying with her at the baby showers. But probably about 3 years before she passed, she found out about this. And she started making like 3-4 times a week. Like, she was making them a lot. And it was the most frequent thing she started making, actually. It took her a long time, like, from the first time I ate one of these to find out about that package right there. Those are the lifesavers. Because if I was doing that, I wouldn't even take the time to film this video. It would take me too long. These things make everything possible for us at Cooking with Chef Zach. Yeah. Anyway. So you need some vegetable. Pour that in your little frying pan. You want a little bit more. I put a little vegetable oil into the pan just so the meat wouldn't stick before. They say drain the meat on the taco thing. Sometimes that's necessary, but when you get the lean one, you don't really have to because I don't see any grease in there at all. With the fat one, I might have drained the meat because it is a lot of grease at first, and you don't want it to be too greasy. With the lean one, you get away with it. So it's kind of like a time saver too. Other than the fact it's not greasy. Probably better for you. Anyway, all right. So I'm putting my cinnamon sugar away. And I think, I need to heat up this pan. That's how you operate the burner. Alright. I always burn. Flame burn, man. Alright, anyway. These are done. These two. Now I need, I need to throw this out. That's one thing I gotta do. I'm probably gonna use this as a I'll just use that because I'm so tired of having 2 plates for this. I really just need a little bowl. Yeah. 1 cracked egg in it, so I'm getting this bowl over here. I do it on paper plate, actually. Yeah, it'd be easier to throw out. Now I see these here. Because it's just 1 extra dish. I could have done it on this cutting board and just, rinse it off, but that'll give me, at least I'll be able to pick it up right and wash it alive. I'll probably get some on the side because this is kind of messy sometimes. I'll see if I probably should put the camera down, but I can't really see it because I'm behind it. I'm cracking an egg. Yeah, I'm behind it, so I can't switch this video program into a selfie in the middle of the video. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit stop. I'm gonna roll another video, and I'll connect them together later. But you won't really see all that work. And I'm just gonna crack an egg, put it in a bowl, and I'll try to get footage on the selfie cam of me actually putting the empanada together, or a Russian fried pastry, or whatever you want to call it together. All right, this is my commercial break. All right, this is what you do next. See, I got the meat right here, bam, in the pan, and I got potatoes. I'm gonna bring the potatoes over here. I'll even bring the meat over here. It's just gonna be side to side. I can't really get everything on camera, but I can show you how to put these shells around this with this egg to use it as glue. I've seen her do this a bunch of times because, like I said, she's making these a whole lot, and I was watching them when I would come in the kitchen, and they were always so good. I would start eating them the moment they were done, pretty much. I didn't mind that they were too hot. I wouldn't let them cool down. I just liked them too much. She would make a 10-pack of these things, so she'd make 10, but the first 3 would be gone. And then the 7 would be sitting there. She'd eat like a couple, and I'd come back and eat more. I probably ate like 6 or 7 of them. But she didn't mind. She didn't want that many of them. And other people would eat them too when they came over. But I was usually there, so I usually got the most of them. Thanks, Mom. You're the best. Alright, anyway. So you take this glue. The glue's not the most important part. You don't want to put the glue in. Actually, yeah, you want to take the glue and rub it around the edges. Particularly, it helps I have it on all the way around, actually, first. Because then you can stick it on there. Without the glue, it doesn't stick shut. There's one more trick, the fork trick that I saw her do. And it's a great trick. It makes it more real professional. I'll show you that in a little bit, too. I'll turn the plate up so that the camera can see it. Anyway, let me wash this egg off my hand because I don't want that much. I'm going to have to touch more egg in a little bit anyway, but anyway. I get a spoon. It's pretty much, you use the same spoon for everything here. You're mixing all this stuff. Use a spoon for the beef. Same spoon can go in the potatoes, it's just going with the beef. Yeah, you don't want to do over much, like, you don't want to do 50-50 of each. I've had balanced ones. 50-50 seems to be the best ratio. The same amount. I don't know if it's the same weight. I don't know what these things weigh, but I go by eye. About the same volume is what you're looking for. And you take one. I did 2 at a time. Fold it over. Pretty much what you're looking for. All right. And you kind of stick it and spread it because they stretch a little when you have the right. These are really good the way I did them. I just bought them from the store, paying 2 hours ago. Let them sit on the counter and it's frosted right now. Sometimes they get too soft if you frost them too long, and sometimes they can be too hard if you don't frost them at all. Anyway, and you know that fork. So the fork trick is this trick. This is the best part of this. It really makes them done nice. It really makes them appear like they're food. So right now, it kind of just looks like a wad. But this fork trick goes like this. You use the fork. You do it on both sides. You flip it around. And this is just before you put them in the pan. You do this. And as soon as you do this, you put them in the pan. Like, I don't wait to make the next one. You just fork them around on the outside with the fork pointing in. But it's prongs. I'll show you what this one looks like. I'm not going to do too many more like this to actually show you. Pronged. Yeah, it's not like, the most sophisticated. I could have done a better job, but it just closes them really well, and it does make them more professional like that. And I got that sitting in oil. That was that little cast iron pan, the black pan on backless burner. And I need to do this with this one. I'll try to get you a better view on this one because there's only one on the thing right now, and the other one's not going to really be blocking it. Then put this over here. It's kind of stuck to the pan. See, it is glue that egg. Yeah. Okay, egg down to the paper plate. All right. Anyway, put that over like that. Just kind of spread them. Yeah, just push them out and like point your finger, down and they stretch. All right, and bam, bam, bam. Round with a fork. Round with a fork. Round with a fork. Round with a fork. All right. Yeah, the more prongs you get, actually, the better because it holds really good with the egg as glue. The less prongs, I've seen them open up on me a few times. Anyway, next thing you do is do the other side. And then you throw that one in the pan. I can fit two in this pan at a time. I used to do like 4 or 5 in a pan by the time I could get them. It's really better to do 2 because then you can keep your eye on them better. I used to burn them a little bit or undercook them even sometimes because I wanted to get the other ones out of the pan. 2 at a time is probably the best number you could do with a little pan. You can do whatever you want, but the bigger the pan, the more exhausting it can be because it does get kind of demanding because you're kind of cooking fast at this point. It's like I line up the next one. In that time, I gotta flip what's already in the pan because it's almost dark already. They cook rather quick. It's probably like 1 minute each side, maybe a minute and a half. Let me check this actually. I don't know how hot it is, that pan. Let's flip it over the spoon. Yeah. See this? Yeah. Show my hands down. before I flip it off camera. It'll look. You see that? That's what it looked like. You put it. Yeah. See, it's looking good. Bam. That's what you want. Golden brown. You don't really want them black or burnt. This one, yeah, the second one's done too. So do that then. The flippings.
What are you burning?
I'm not burning anything. It smells good and nothing's black. All right. Give me like 2 feet of space because I'm trying to do a cooking show here. You're really in my way. See, what are you going in my way? All right. Here's the last part. Basically, I just followed that process till I got here. And these are almost done. These last 3 are 7 on the pan. When I stack them up, that's gonna be my creme de la creme up. They're done. Turn the camera off and start eating. This is a cooking show, not an eating show. I do the judging, and believe me, if I cook it, I judge it enough to show you how to do it, because I'm gonna eat it. Yeah. Let me turn this heat off. All right, heat's off. Yeah, it's off. I think these are all 3 are done. Show you what you're looking for in the pan. I don't think you got to see this part yet. That's not done yet. I might have to turn the heat back on. That part's done. It was in the middle. Yeah. But I'll let that. It's got like a soft spot on the outside. Yeah, I'll turn the pan back on probably. It won't be long. I'll just keep this rolling. It's hard to do the work that I did while I was holding the camera. So I had to turn it off for a little bit just to speed things up. The pan was cooking fast. Some of these got a little dark. That one got the darkest on the edge there. That one was in the same batch. The rest of them came out really good, like golden brown. When they're a little crispy, I still love them. I actually like the crispy spots a little bit more. They add more crunch to your bite. Some people don't like things crispy. I usually like food cooked like to a golden brown or even when it's black a little bit, but around the sides. That's usually good for me with this kind of dough. Everything varies though. Are you done yet? Hey, pastry. You done? Whoever said don't play with their food, hey, I'm not telling them to play with mine, so they can play with their food all they want. That one's done. I think this one's done too. Alright, let's check the last one. Wow. They're all done. Alright, cool. Put the iron off. Alright. I'll show you another trick. Yeah, I can spoon these on. I'm gonna use this. A slam dunkerator. With this pan. Wait, you never seen slam dunk? What man can't jump? Nah, I can't. I can dunk. See? Slam dunk. Voila. I use my glove to get them in position. Show me some love, glove. Nah, glove wasn't really useful. They're not that ugly, man. Yeah, that's what they look like. They're really good. There's kind of effects on my camera. I can't really change them. My other program that makes things look a little bit more realistic isn't working right now. And I just want to use this because it's the closest thing I can do. Anyway, love you.